Hi and welcome to the WOOLapyk podcast. My name is Ida and this is a podcast about knitting. Welcome. It is now the end of April and I have knitting to share. And I think I'm just gonna start straight away because my family is gonna be home in half an hour and I want to get this podcast finished before that. So today I have 2 finished objects and I have 2 works in progress that I'm going to show you. And let me start with the biggest project, which is all done and off the needles, and that is my Wednesday sweater by Petite Knit. As you can see, it's right here. This was a substitute for my very loved black Wednesday sweater that I knit when I was pregnant with my youngest, and I finished that in time to wear while I was pregnant. So, and I wore it a lot and I loved it, and then Jakob ended up filling it in the washing machine. And since then I've been on and off about if I should knit another Wednesday sweater. I talk a bit about this in another podcast, or if I should do another drop shoulder pattern. But as you can see, I ended up with the original pattern just because I knew that I liked that, the style or the fit of it. I guess the style is a drop shoulder, so there are other drop shoulders, but I like the fit of the Wednesday sweater. I did end up knitting it obviously in another color combination and also yarn combination, and I will say I'm happy with this one, but there was just something about the other one that I think I liked a little bit better, like the black, and then I had a hand-dyed silk mohair that's called Disco Fever that I dyed myself, held together with that black, and it was just perfect. I really loved it. I also love that the black yarn is or was a wool yarn from Yadigan, Lima, I think it's called. And it was a little bit softer, but also had like a more drapey structure to it than the white yarn here. And the white yarn that I've used is Adelanish, a wool yarn. And it's just a more stiff yarn. I don't really know how to say it. It just doesn't have the same drape. It could be because I haven't worn it, so I have washed it, blocked it, but I have not worn it yet. Let me put it on so I can show you what I mean. So here it is on. I'm just wearing a top underneath and I can feel the wool. It doesn't bother me. I would be fine wearing it like this, but it is just, I don't know if you can tell, it's just sort of puckering up a bit. You can see right here when I did the blocking. Again, it could even out, but the feel of it is less drapey than the feel of the other Wednesday sweater. So that also means that the fit is a little bit different just because of that. I am hoping that with wear, like I said, it's gonna soften up more. And regardless, I like it. It's not like I'm thinking I'm not gonna wear it. I know I'm gonna wear it, not now because we are end of April and it's gonna be hopefully warm, but I know I'm gonna wear it a ton in the fall, winter, spring again, probably. So yeah, I was also a little concerned about the mauling, if I thought that the contrast was too big, but I'm okay with it. I think I've had it in my hands for so long and I've looked at it for so long that it feels fine, which is a good thing because I did end up running out of the Adelanish yarn. So the last bit down here, you can't really tell. I think I ran out around here, and then I had a friend who had a little bit more that I could get. So I did some striping, and then the last bit here is like an English wool. It's all it says on the label that my mom found in her yarn stash that I got, and it worked out quite well with the gauge and everything. So my waist is here, my hip is here, and yeah, I like it. It's a little longer on the back than on the front, the ribbing. Yeah, it's quite warm, I think. So yeah, I'm not gonna get too much out of it. But what I wanted to say about the different yarns is I had originally thought, so I dyed the, let's look more here, the green. And I thought as I was knitting it, if I don't like it, I can always just over dye it completely. So just make it like a uniform green color. But the thing is, since I have two different types of yarn in this, so the white yarn, I am unsure about how each of the two yarns are gonna absorb or take the dye. So they may look differently once I dye them, and that would just be, I don't even want to try it out, because I would be so annoyed if I ended up with a sweater that was uniform, had one color on top and then a stripy effect on the middle, and then a completely, or maybe just a different shade of green on the bottom, because it's another yarn that's on the bottom part of the sweater. So it is what it is. It's gonna be like this, and I like it. It's very, I see a lot of green white marling, I think because Petite Knit did a marling pattern with green and white as well. So I guess I'm very hip in that sense. But it wasn't, I began this marling before she did the whole marling sweater and everything. So it's myself. It's not because I saw Petite Knit, which is fine if you did. It's totally fine. But that wasn't the reason that I chose these two colors. I did an up frogging or taking out the original bind off here for the sleeves, because I had done like a regular bind off, and then I have like I had this light bulb moment with Italian bind off, and found out that it wasn't as difficult as I thought, and that I could do it so it looked nice. And now I want everything to be bound off with Italian bind off, so I ended up frogging that, just pulling it back for a few rounds and then doing Italian bind off for all the edges. And it's just, I don't know if you can see, it's so gorgeous, especially in this kind of chunky yarn. I really like it. Did the same thing for the neckband, which, by the way, the original pattern, I should mention this, the original pattern has a wool turtleneck. For my first version I didn't do that, and I obviously didn't do it for this one either. I don't see myself wearing turtlenecks. I don't really like that sort of around my neck. It just makes me a bit claustrophobic. So, and I kind of prefer this look, like this neckline, compared to a turtleneck. So, but other than that, I followed the pattern exactly. Yeah, so I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I think I've covered everything. I'm just happy to have this off my needles, and I'm already thinking about what else to knit now for myself. So I did buy the, I think it's called Yun sweater by November Knits, and that has like it's a raglan, but it has a very, very deep deep split hem, and I'm thinking maybe to cast that on. It's also quite what's that called? Oh, the gauge is quite large, so it's on bigger needles, but it would be nice to have ready for fall as well, but we'll see. My next finished object is the Olympia top by WOOLapyk. And this is a free pattern on Phil Colana's website, and I think they also have it in other languages than Danish. I think at least, I'm pretty sure they have it in English and in German, but probably other languages. So this is a summer top, and I saw it and I just really liked it. And I also like seems like I have never knitted any of her patterns before, but she seems to have a very good sense of fit for all different kinds of bodies. So I thought if I were gonna knit a summer top that I'm a little unsure about how much wear I'm gonna get out of, that would be a good place to start, because she seems like she has, she just has a good sense of fit for, everybody. So I knit the Olympia top with, it's here, you can see it's done, 2 strands of my own hand-dyed yarn in Odd Nouveau in the merino nylon blend. The pattern calls for 2 strands of Avetta, which is also merino nylon blend. And yeah, here it is. This is a fun knit. I really enjoyed knitting this, actually. I held 2 strands together, and I don't even know what to say. It's a ripped top. You knit bottom up. I talked all about my failed cast on, but 3rd time was the charm. Look how pretty that turned out. And which is a Italian cast on, and it turned out to be quite easy once I figured it out. I have turned the top inside out because I just liked this edging better than on the inside. The inside isn't the original, which this is supposed to be the outside. But I just like that it's a bit more visible, I think, here. I think it's more visible on the wrong side. So I just chose to turn it around, inside out. You knit the straps. So you start at the bottom, you knit, bottom up, obviously. You knit the straps, and then you sew them on here on the back, and it's a crossed back like this. I don't know how much wear I'm gonna get out of this, to be honest. I keep thinking about, which I should have thought about before, if I'm gonna wear this, I would wear it with jeans. And if I wear it with jeans, I'm not really wearing jeans in the summer if it's really hot, but it had to be quite hot for me to wear this. I don't know if I'm making sense. So maybe I could wear it with a cardigan, I guess, during colder times in the summer. Also, the fabric is held double, or the yarn is held double, so it's also quite a thick fabric, and it's a merino nylon fabric. So if it's really hot, I don't think this is what I would grab for, because it's gonna be warm. So if I'm gonna knit it again, I would definitely use a more summery yarn, like a silk yarn or something. I think that would be nicer. I just didn't think about it. I saw the top and I was just really in love with the shape and everything, and I just wanted to knit it, and I'm happy I did. It's a fun knit, like I said. I am probably gonna be wearing it once and then never again, or wear it and then absolutely love the fit, and then wear it a ton. I honestly haven't even tried it on yet. I just blocked it and it's dry now. So we'll see. I have, like I said, the jeans, some high-waisted jeans that would be perfect with this. And I will see if I can remember to report back in regards to this top. Or you can ask me. Maybe I'm probably gonna forget if I know myself well. It does look small, I think, when you look at it, but it's a ribbed fabric, so it is a very, very stretchy. So there's plenty of room for me to be in the top. So yeah, but definitely a fun pattern, easy to follow. I really enjoyed knitting it, and I really hope I'm gonna wear it. onto works in progress. I'm gonna show you somewhat of a catastrophe here, which is, I don't even feel like I'm exaggerating here. It is a catastrophe. It's a knitting catastrophe. It's a first world problem, all of that. I know that, but if we are in just talking about knitting, this is really, really bad, because I had been showed my camisole number 5 in the last podcast and told you that I would be done. I think I told you I would be done this time. I am not, because like I said, suddenly very much in love with the Italian bind off, and I wanted to redo that Italian bind off up here for, is this the front? I think this is the front. For the neckband, because I had just knit the neckband, folded it over, sewed it down, and it's all right, but it would have been prettier to do the tubular or Italian, sorry, I keep messing around with those, Italian bind off than what I did. So I decided to do that, just redo it basically. And as I did that, I just took a scissor and started cutting. I thought, okay, I'm doing well. I'm just cutting it off. Everything's fine. Until I found out that instead of cutting the neckband off, I was cutting into the fabric here on the straps. And this is a pattern that is knit top down. I was just thinking top down. So this was the first thing I knit. And so if I were to redo that, I would basically have to re-knit the whole top, just unraveling from here all the way up. And once I found out, I don't even know. I was just so annoyed because I love the top and I actually really have been enjoying knitting it. And all I needed to do was just redo the edging here of the neckband and then do the double knitting for the armholes. So yeah, I put it aside for a couple of days, took it back out and decided, okay, I'm just gonna try to sew it together the best that I can and we'll see how it goes. So you can see all the damage here. So this is where I cut it off and then found out that I did it wrong. So I did it here and here. And look, it's so annoying. I know that it's, I mean, I can wear this, it's gonna be fine. It's even on the back, most of it is like, this is right here on top of my shoulder and this is gonna be on the neck. Not gonna be that visible. And all in all, I think I did pretty well in saving it, all things considered. But I'm just so bummed. I have to be, it's just, yeah, I'm just bummed about it. And just thinking I should just have just left that neckband be as it was and just done the armholes and be done with it. But of course I had to mess the whole thing up. So yeah, it doesn't really, I don't really have anything to show because I've been thinking about what to do, if I should do the armholes, if it's worth it, or if I should just leave it all together. But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna knit the armholes and then see. And I also know if you don't know, so this is the front. If you don't know, it's not that visible, right? I really hope you're gonna agree with me. It's not that visible. This is gonna be the front. There's a little bit up here, but it's just annoying when you have been working on a piece and you're really happy with it. You feel like you've done quite a good job on it and then you mess it up like that. And it was just a stupid mistake. It was just, yeah, stupid. So I have not, all this to say, I've not done the armholes and I don't know if I will. Yeah. Let's just put it away. Let's put it away and maybe I am done with it next time. Maybe not. We'll see. Now for a happier work in progress, which is a vest that I'm knitting for Anton, my boy who is 2 years and a couple of months. He turned 2 in February. I am knitting him a vest, like I said. His big sister, Jakob's daughter, is having or celebrating her confirmation in the end of May. It's in Danish, May. And I just thought it would be nice to have like a cute little vest for him. I don't know if it's gonna be something that he will wear because it could be very warm that day could also be gold, but who knows. We have some cute pants. We also have a hand-me-down shirt that he's never been in, like a nicer shirt, and we're gonna put him in that. And then I thought it'd be nice to put a little new vest on top of that. And yeah, it was just like a fun little thing that I just thought about. Just popped into my mind that would be cute, and then I just found the pattern and cast it on, basically. The pattern is the Tweed Slipover by Linoholm Samsø. It's right here. It's just a very basic vest in a tweed yarn. I also have a tweed yarn for it, but you can obviously knit it in just a plain yarn as well. I'll show you the back. Here's the back. So it just has stockinette stitch body and ribbing for all the edges, basically. The pattern is from this book, Børneslægt, which is just, it has so many great kids patterns. I wish that she would come out with this in English, because I think a lot of people would buy it if she did. It's just packed with so many lovely things for kids. I am thinking about knitting Esther, my I don't want to wear any knits kit, but I'm still trying. Let me see if I can find it. I'm thinking about knitting a vest for her, mostly because my mom, I'm just talking while I'm looking for it, but my mom knit her a yellow vest with a ruffled edging last year, and she is actually wearing that, or has been wearing that every so often in school this winter, which is amazing. It's knit in 100% alpaca, I think, which is a little mind-boggling to me, because I find alpaca scratchy, but I guess she doesn't. So it also is, like I said, it's a vest, so she has it on top of her clothes, and the neck isn't too tight, so I think there isn't really a lot of the fiber that is touching her body directly, and that's probably a good thing. But that has sort of made me a little hopeful that maybe she would wear some knitwear. And why can't I find it now? And so I found this vest, which is now completely gone. I can't find it. Here it is. It's called a berry slipover. It's right here. It just has this nice split hem, which is what I really like. And if you know me now, I really like split hems in general on my own knitwear, but also on kids, I guess. Because I am just thinking about knitting this without the berry pattern. I don't think that would be something that she would like. Also, I would like, in case she doesn't wear it, I would like to be able to use it for Anton. And I would be totally fine putting him in this. Even with the berry pattern, he wears quite a lot of pink lately, because he's just wearing all of Esther's hand-me-downs. But since I am pretty sure that she doesn't like it, I don't see any reason for me to add that in there. So I think I'm just gonna add just knit it plain, basically just in stockinette stitch. And I just think it has like a nice roomy, oversized feel that outfit that I know hope she's gonna accept as worthy of wearing on her body. Also, if you can see, you can see the neckline up here. The neckline is quite wide, and I think again that would be something that is important to get her to actually wear it. The yarn is something that I got a long time ago. Jakob bought this for me. This is a 100% yak. So it's very, very luxurious. I have never used it for anything because I ended up dyeing only 3 skeins of it, which is just stupid. I think he gave me 5 skeins, but I only dyed 3. And so that way I didn't really have enough for anything for me because it's a DK weight. I think it's a DK weight. I guess I have to do a bit of swatching, but so yeah, this is it. So there's blues in there and browns. And just gonna knit it in this yarn. It's incredibly soft. It's also quite heavy, so I think knitting a sweater is gonna be, it's just gonna be a heavy garment if I were to knit either Anton or Esther sweater. So I think knitting them a vest would be better. Also, it's quite warm, the yak, and my kids are very warm kids, so I don't even know if they would wear a sweater because it would be too warm. So all this to say, I think I found the perfect pattern for this yarn. Yeah, that was a sidetrack because I haven't even showed you the vest that I'm working on for Anton. I just showed you the pattern. So I'm knitting the tweed slip over like by Lina Hanna Samsø for Anton in this black tweedy yarn. It's a lovely, lovely, lovely yarn from Pickles that I've had in my stash for years. I have 5 skeins of this, and I have only gone, how much? I have this much left of the first skein, so I definitely have enough yarn to knit something else for him in this yarn. And it's nice to knit with. It is it's a single ply. I don't know if you can tell. And it also is very thin. So some places are quite thin as here, and then you have some thicker places. And it does break quite easily. So when that happens, I just spit splice it together again. It's not really that big of a deal. But yeah, it's lovely. So I it's knit top down, as you can see. I just knit the one armhole here because I wanted to see just how big that was. It does look quite big, but I'm also knitting a size 4 for him. Yeah, and the fabric is quite thin. I don't know if you can see my hand here, but I thought that would be nice with a really thin, light vest in his wardrobe. The other vests that he has are all knit with thicker yarns. So it would be nice to have something that just is a little bit thinner. Yeah, so I think I need to knit maybe 5 more centimeters for the body, and then do the ribbing, and then do the ribbing for the edges as well, and I'm done. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying this knit. It's very simple, and I bring it along with me when we go on the bus, Anton and I, or Anton and Esther and I can knit while I talk to them, because it's just knitting in and around stockinette stitch, and it doesn't take up a lot of space either. Yeah, I also have a swatch that I don't know where it is right now. If I remember, I'll put in a video of it, because I did make the swatch and I showed the swatch on my Patreon blog, so I can show that here. But it is a swatch for the Tide Loop tee by Other Loops, which is something that she designed in collaboration with Isa. I think it's called the Breeze Collection, Isa Breeze Collection. And she knit that. It's a beautiful tee that has like a pattern that looks like the sand on the beach. I love it. It's gorgeous, and it just has a nice shape as well, with some kind of big loose sleeves. So I had in my stash already, I had a Isa yarn which is used for the pattern. I can't remember. Oh no, my family's coming home, man. So my family came home and it's now a couple of hours later, and I just wanted to round off. I was talking about the Tide Loop tee and how I made a swatch. I actually found the swatch, which you can see right here. This is a mix of Isa Trio number 1 and Isa Alpaca number 2, I think. And originally I thought I would just knit it in this color combo, on this combination, but I don't. So I have the white one. I had that already and wanted to find something to match, but I didn't want it to be white. And I found this light gray color, also like the alpaca. That's the alpaca too, the lightweight color. But I'm not loving it. So I think what I'm gonna do instead is still using the trio, which is a plant-based fiber. I can't remember exactly. There's some linen and something else in there. But I'm gonna hold that together with this yarn, which is something that I dyed last weekend. And this is a 100% non-superwash merino. And it's just the cream base with specks in there of brown and a pink. And yeah, just very subtly speckled. Not even speckled, but there's just little splotches of dye in there. And I think that's going to be quite pretty with held together with that white plant-based yarn, the trio. Because even though it's a t-shirt, it's not something that I plan on wearing in the summer. It's gonna be something that I think I would wear in the fall and spring. So I think it would be quite nice with the wool yarn. Even though I guess the easier alpaca too is also wool, but yeah, I just think I'm gonna like this better. So yeah, I just quickly wanted to to tell you that and say thank you for watching, and I will upload a video next month again. Bye.